Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but we're back here at J-Tech Automotive in Reading, and we're going to catch up with Jamie. Today's episode is all about the RS500. Let's get into it. So yes, it's been a while. Sorry guys, a lot going on. I'll explain that shortly, but RS500, massive update. I've just had a brief look at the engine. Oh my God, I didn't want to spend too much time looking over it because I want it to be raw. So yes, we're here at J-Tech Automotive. I've got some bits that I've got to drop off to Jamie. We've had to source some parts and we'll talk about that shortly. So let's get inside, let's catch up with Jamie, let's show you the RS500 and let's show you this gorgeous engine. So, one RS500. Previous episode, if you have been following, the engine bay was painted by Bob over at Auto Body Technique. He's done a fantastic job. I mean, just look, the rest of the car looks a bit manky now compared to the engine bay, but that does look extremely clean. You can see obviously some parts are already back in the engine bay, but over my right shoulder, we have an engine with loads of ancillaries and the gearbox attached. And obviously this is when Jamie comes into it and explains what he's done, the problems he's had, what parts I've had to source, and what the next steps are. Hello again. We'll shake hands this time.
We'll shake hands this time.
It's extremely hot, massive heat wave here in the UK. And if you are watching in the UK, today is the 26th of June. So we've had a week of 40 degrees.
Pretty much.
So we're gonna quickly film this and try and do it in one hit because it's quite muggy.
Yeah.
So, right, before we look at this, I dropped you a car about 4 weeks ago,
Yep.
which you were very happy with because the engine bay was done. Were you happy with it?
The corrosion was fixed. That was the main
corrosion
thing.
was fixed,
Yeah.
and it was pointless. And you were right. Why should we put this masterpiece in what was really a tired engine bay?
Yeah.
So since you've had that back, what have you done here?
Repaired a lot of previous wiring gremlins and old wiring loom, stuff that's just broken and brittle. It's got a new rad. We've pressure tested the intercooler, repainted that. Fans have been rebuilt. Basically everything that's gone on has been cleaned, stripped, checked or rebuilt. Tanks have all been restored. New clips where old ones were broken, missing. We had a scuttle out, cleaned a load of sort of soil and silt and rubbish out from in there. Suspension's starting to go back on. Powder coated some bits, got rid of the blue bonnet rod and put the proper grommets in it. Bits and bobs like that.
Guys, as you can see, this is a major transformation from when I originally picked up the car. It's a night and day difference. Yes, externally the car still does look pretty poor, but we'll cover that in future episodes because the car will have full paint. This is a major leap forward.
It's not perfect, but
I know.
We're not going for
But it's not going to be a trailer
concours.
queen.
No, absolutely.
It's going to get used.
Yep.
We want to drop 11s.
You do.
No, I want you dropping 11s as well. I mean, you put a lot of love and time into this as well.
It's there to be driven.
It's going to be driven.
It's not like, oh, I can't take it out, it might rain.
Nah, far from that.
Just use it.
So, this masterpiece behind me. Firstly, cam covers.
Yep.
We've gone with red. We were a little bit unsure and I was thinking of going blue.
We did it blue.
In fact, yes, you did do it blue.
Yep.
And I was like, actually, I've made a little bit of a boo-boo and even I make mistakes. It should be red.
We did it red, Dan painted that in-house and it was milled properly by Grace Engine Developments, the guys that did the flywheel. So the coil and plug conversion's on, the oil line now for the turbo. I don't think this was quite finished when you came last time.
I don't think it was.
Power steering pump's all been rebuilt, ready to go. We've got all new cables, so we've got a new speedo cable because yours was broken. We've got a new throttle cable because yours has been burnt through, and a clutch cable because yours has been burnt through. So they'll all get heat lagged when they go back in the car so that it doesn't happen because they all run around this side of the engine to the pedal box.
For those of you that have been following this RS500 journey, I'm sure you'll appreciate now, even though I've gone in a direction where some of you have said it's not really a purist thing, this car is not a purist car, but you can see the levels we're going to in terms of replacing parts and perishables. Some of these parts are 35, 37 years old, and what we don't want to do is put the engine in and then find the accelerator cable snaps.
Every part we pick up, we check. Same as the front hubs. You brought some new hubs this week because we stripped the front hubs to put new wheel bearings in, and the outer race had spun in the hub. So someone had Loctited it in. It's not going to work. It's not good enough. So you've sourced some other hubs. We'll put proper bearings in that.
We'll talk about that in a moment. They're not brand new hubs because you can't get them.
No, not at all.
In terms of the gearbox, has this been refurbished or
not been refurbished? Dan's taken it apart. We took the top cover off and the tail shaft off because it was dripping oil on the trolley. So it's been resealed. I wouldn't call it rebuilt. We've just checked it, cleaned all the oil out of it, resealed it, and new nuts and bolts. We've powder coated your mount, new rubber on it. That's your old power steering cooler. That's been restored, ready to go, because that was a bit manky.
Perfect.
It's got gas on it with standard top mounts. They're all put together wrong. They're missing these spacers. It's just got a pile of M12 washers.
Sure.
So we're not putting that back in. We've got the proper spacers, new top mount rubbers and bearings. So yeah, every bit that goes back on has to be checked, made sure it's okay, and then either restored, replaced, so that it's right.
This is amazing. And just here on the floor,
this is all of the stuff off your car except the rack, but when you first got the car, we had a massive power steering leak, just coming out of the rack, so it's a good used rack. We've just cleaned it up, new tie rods, tie rod ends, boots, adjustable TCAs, reusing some of your poly bushes, changed the bush that was in the steering column because it was all perished and delaminated for a solid one, new power steering lines, even the rack hard lines have been replaced because they were squashed. So yeah, it's all just put together right, hopefully.
Hopefully, guys, fact that we haven't put out an episode for 4 or 5 weeks, it's been worth the wait. Quite a few of you have been messaging me asking for an update, and this is the reason why. Just getting our ducks in a row, getting everything together, and then I received a phone call from Jamie about 10 days ago and said, look, your hubs, you need new front hubs, they're shot. Why can't we reuse those?
It spun the outer race, so the tolerance is too big to grip the bearing. So someone had tried centre punching it and green Loctiting it in. That's all right if you're trying to just get you home or something like that, but you can't leave it like that.
Okay.
And you certainly don't want to put a car together like we're trying to put a car together knowing there's a bodge like that on it. So new hubs. Well, they're nice and cheap.
Yeah. What we're doing is replacing and repairing parts that have been bodged over the last 20 years, be it in the UK or be it in Australia, and that's not what I want to do. Jamie reached out to me and said we need a new set of hubs which are no longer available, and obviously need new front lights for the MOT, and we need new discs because
we've got a whole new brake kit coming.
Yeah, so 500 plus brake horsepower on standard pads and discs is a no-go. Plus the disc is going to be like so puny with the 17-inch wheels.
Yeah, you're going to run 17, so we thought we'd put an AP kit on it. So it's running a 330 AP front kit, floating discs, and some sensible but road legal pads, braided lines, because we're doing braided lines all the way through the car. Yeah, just another bit that sort of goes with the level of the engine to make it stop and steer, hopefully, as well as it can.
So as Jeremy's mentioned there, new brakes incoming. The company that I've purchased them from, details are on the screen. When they do arrive, which will be in a few days, we'll come back here. Maybe the discs will be on the car by then, and we'll show you the discs and pads and so on. But yeah, I had to reach out to the guru himself, Paul Linfoot of Paul Linfoot Racing, who has everything.
Spoke to him when we first started the project, and then I remember giving you a list and you've reached out and spoken to him, so.
We've managed to source them hubs. They weren't cheap, used. They're in better condition than that. I think one of them needs a little bit of heating to maybe get straight.
Yeah, fine, we can sort that.
And he had some front lights. So they are in the car. I've also bought the exhaust back because you need the downpipe.
We need the downpipe so we can put a lambda boss in it, and we're going to have it coated so that it bolts to this, and then it goes in the car from underneath, and we haven't got to try and wriggle it through and scratch stuff and hassle. So
at some point we will go back and have a chat with Paul Linfoot Racing, maybe actually take the car to Paul once it's all done and get his opinion on the car, get his opinion on the engine, give it a drive, all of that stuff. He is obviously the guru, and I know quite a few of you have said, why don't you get Paul to do the car? Well, he can't, because he's got so many projects and he just doesn't want to restore cars anymore. He's got so many projects on the go. So we are where we're at, and I'm happy that I chose Jamie because, look, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not a Ford guy as such. My background is Porsche and BMW, and I've learned a lot throughout this journey, and I'm still learning now. But I understand what these cars and the heritage of these cars mean for a lot of people,
Yeah,
and that's why I think I've upset some of the purists. But guys, come on, really? Just look at this. And plus, I've still got the engine that came with the car when I bought the car. I'm not looking to sell that engine. So if I ever think about selling this car, it'll come with a 500 plus brake horsepower engine and the engine that came in the car. Now, let me grab the bits that I picked up from Paul Linfoot. Let me show you those. One heavy box here.
What's that?
They're the hubs.
Cool.
These are the new lights. Now, I say new, they're not brand new, but a brand new set of lights for an RS500. I think they share the lights on a standard Sierra Cosworth and an XR4i. They're like £1,500 just for new lights. So these
I won't drop that one then.
Yeah, slightly used, but a lot cheaper, but still a pretty penny. Here's the other one. They're pretty good condition, to be fair. They're upside down. That's the way they should be. Better than the stock lights. Here we go. And then we've got the exhaust here, so we'll take that out in a moment. Okay. Now, are they better than what you've taken off?
Till I strip them, I don't know, but I think they will be, yeah. I mean, this steering arm's bent on this, but we'll heat that and straighten that up. We've got new bearings, caps, seals and everything for it anyway. We'll put new studs in it.
These cost 600 quid.
Yeah, I know. I found a set online for 800 quid and that was 2 years ago.
£600. So what I am going to do when this project is all said and done, we're going to talk about costs and money. And I know Jamie has looked after me throughout the project, but I'm just going to be totally transparent and tell you what I've paid for the car, what I've spent on parts, labour, and obviously paint. But we'll talk about that towards the end of the project. Today was just really to have a little recap, show you this, show you the engine bay, suspension parts. I did say earlier, why has it been 4 or 5 weeks? Well, we're preparing for Goodwood Festival of Speed, so I've had a lot going on. I haven't been able to source parts, just all that time, and that's why there's been a delay, but we're here now. So in a couple of weeks, we'll be back after Goodwood. The engine will be back in the car. The car won't be running. We're still a good few weeks away.
Yeah, and we're still waiting for a few bits and bobs to turn up. We've still got to finish going through the fuel system. I want to drop the fuel tank. There was a lot of jiggery-pokery, shall we say, on the fuel lines and stuff, so there's some of that we've still got to address. But yeah, we won't be far off. They always look finished before they are finished, but yeah, it'll be close.
And those of you that have been in a situation and you've had a project like this, you will know that nothing comes together easily, especially now because parts are not easy to find. I am hoping that in August, the car will be up and running. So you guys, thanks for following the journey. Apologies, it's been a while, but we're back on the RS500. I'm quite excited now, especially seeing the engine and the box together, seeing all the spare parts. It's all coming together. We've got new brake discs coming, AP4.
It's a whole brake kit.
Yeah, complete brake kit. The wheels are going to get refurbished. Fingers crossed the wheels fit this brake kit. If they don't, we're going to have to get a new set of wheels.
Yeah, I mean the brake kit is designed for compomotives.
Yeah.
And they did say that to us.
And I'm using TSW Hockenheim's, but
we don't know.
We don't know. So we'll fingers crossed that works. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Jamie's details, as always, are on the screen and in the description below. He doesn't just look after Fords, guys. Volkswagen, Seats, another Volkswagen there. There's no M3s here today. No, oh, there is an M3. Okay, M3.
There's a 4-drive K8 out there.
Okay, so he looks after a lot of stuff. So by all means, reach out to them for any engine mods and so on. You've seen what he does. I've spoken very highly of him on the channel, and I wouldn't recommend him if I wasn't happy. Smash the like button, make sure you're a subscriber, and I will see you on the next one.